He's also built an AI agent that prints Google reviews. And you can work with all kinds of different clients. All they need to qualify is just they need to have a Google My Business, like all of these gyms, for example. Because all of these gyms that already have Google reviews, they probably want more. And the flow is very simple. When a customer has finished whatever service the client is offering, this could be anything from visiting a restaurant and having dinner, it could be car cleaning for car detailing, or it could literally just be signing up to a gym and working out once. What then will happen is that an AI agent will reach out to them on SMS, and it will just ask them if the service was good, because you only want people to leave a review that actually really like the service. If they respond with yes, they send a Google review. If they respond with no, we save the response in a Google Sheet so we can give the feedback back to the owner. And of course, this will literally just print Google reviews. Plus, it will enhance the experience for the customer. The customer is going to feel like, oh, they really gave a shit about me, which means they're going to return back and buy more. And what you can even add, which makes this even better, is if they like the service, you can wait, let's say 7 days. And after 7 days, you reach out to them again. For example, let's say we are working with a restaurant. You say, hey man, you get 20% off because you visited last week. Off your dinner if you show up at, let's say, 5 p.m., which is a bit earlier than the busiest hours. Because then what's going to happen is that you're going to force them to buy more. If you do this to every single customer that visits the restaurant, you will make a lot of sales for this company. And this is just another prime example of how AI agents can be used to do things that otherwise would require a human to do, calling everyone, asking them to leave a review. Now AI agents can literally just do this on autopilot. And I'm going to show you how to set all of this up inside of Go High Level. So what we do is that we just create a new sub account. We fill out the name, the email, etc. If you already are part of the 1%, this is our paid community, then you can get free unlimited high level accounts, just so you don't go and buy a high level yourself. For the business name, I just call it Albert's Car Detailing. Just fill in a random number, same with the address. And I just click add sub account. Awesome. Now we are inside of the high level account, and what we need to do is that we just need to set up an automation that basically looks like this. This is also the power of just planning out what we actually want to happen. So I go inside of automation and I just click create workflow and start from scratch. I give it a title. I call it review agent. And for now, let's wait with the trigger. The trigger will depend on what kind of customer that you are working with. They might have a software where they track customers. They might pick up names and phone numbers in person on a piece of paper. And you should integrate this review agent with whatever system they currently have. But this will trigger after the service is finished. So we can add a wait step, let's say 1 hour after the service is finished. And then we add a text message. So we could call this, hey, contact first name, like, hey Albert. Now let's set this up for a car detailing company. So we just say, we loved working on your car. The idea here is to make it sound as personalized as possible. What many do is that they make like a really formal message. Could you please leave us a review? Blah, blah, blah. That's not what you want. You want to send the text message as something that seems really legit and something that seems like personalized and written to them. We love working on your car. Very curious what you thought of the car clean. Did it live up to your expectations? Like this, and you just click save action. So an hour after the appointment is finished, they receive this text message. And now we want to add a couple of follow-ups because you want people to respond. So you add a wait step right here, and you call it contact reply to the SMS that we just sent, and you give it a timeout. Like, let's say if they don't respond within 2 hours, then we send them a follow-up like this. And here what we can do is that we can literally just copy this right here, copy all actions from here, and I can do it the same thing again, because what this will do is that it will just create more follow-ups. So we send out the initial text message. After 2 hours, we send another text message. Now we can add the timeout, let's say 1 day. So the day after, we add another follow-up message, and that's gonna be it. So after we're gonna send 1 text message initially and then 2 follow-ups. 1 after 2 hours and 1 after 1 day. In the second follow-up, we can just write something like, did you see my message above? You can do something a bit edgy, which could be like something, were we really that bad? Just kidding, but curious what you think. This is just again gonna get and bait that response, which we want. Awesome. On this next one, we're gonna save the response. So we're gonna create update a contact field. this. Awesome. Now we have the initial message going out and we have the follow-up set up. I want to have a field where we can save the response that we get back from the user. And to do that, I just go back from my automation right here, and I click settings, and I go inside of custom fields. And here we're gonna add two new fields. The first field we're gonna add is gonna be customer. It's gonna be, we can call it review response, just to make sure that it's only for the review part. We just add it to, let's say, general info, and I click save. Oh, we call it review response. We all add it to like general info, and we just click save. And we add another field, still single line, click next, and here we call it review feedback, and I just click save. I again click general info, and I click save. Awesome. Now we have the two fields we need, because we're going to use those fields to save the information from the review agent. So I go back, and then I click update contact field, and here we now have the review response like this, and then we save the response, which is the message body, like this, and I click save action. So now users have responded, and we save the message that they've sent. And what we then want to do is that we want to use some AI to find the intent of the message. For that, we will use GPT powered by OpenAI. I click this. We just use the model GPT-4o, that's fine. And for the action, we just call it custom. And then we give it some instructions. We say, analyze this response from the user. Are they happy with the appointment? Only respond with yes if they are happy. Only respond with no if they are not happy. Like this. I click save action, because now this is going to give us an output. And then we also want to give the response. This is the user's response. And then we insert the field that we just saved, which is the review response right here. Then we can add some additional instructions like only respond with either yes or no. Then we also want to go inside of advanced options. We want to set the temperature to something that's low, like 0.2 is fine. If you set a higher temperature, it will give more random responses, and then sometimes it might not only say yes or no, it might say yes and then a reason, and we don't want to include that. So I just click save action, and I click save. And now we want to add an if-else statement, because we want to get the intent. We choose the GPT right here and the response that we have, and then we say contains yes, like this. Because then what happens is that we get the intent by the AI right here. It's either going to respond with yes or no. And if it responds with yes, it's going to go down this path. And if it responds with no, it's going to go down this path. Awesome. Now we want to generate a personalized response to this message and then send the Google review request. To do that, we just click this plus right here. We call it GPT again. And then we write, this user was happy with their appointment. Create a friendly response. This user was happy with their appointment. Create a friendly response and get them to send a link to leave a Google review. Example response. That is awesome to hear, especially happy that you thought the price was fair. Would you mind leaving a Google review here? This really helps our business and we appreciate it a lot. What you then do is that you just go to the Google My Business page of the business that you are setting this up for. You copy the URL, and you can see if someone goes to this page, it just opens up this Google review page right here where they can just click review, and you paste the link into the SMS. And then you can just insert the link to the Google My Business page and click save action. Then you write create a response to this message. We include the response as well, the review response right here, include the link, include the Google review link used in the example. And then you can write something like response, like this, so that the AI know that it's only going to respond with the actual response. You click save, just like that. And then we want to send the SMS. You just do that by creating a new SMS step, using the custom fields, using the GPT, and then using the GPT-2, right? This is the one we just added, and the response on that. Click Save Action. Cool. So now we have the flow ready, where when they respond to the service is good, we find the intent, we go down this path right here with the yes, we ask them to leave a Google review with a custom message, and we then send them to the review page, exactly like that. We also want to save the feedback if they give a bad response. So if they go down this path of the bad response, they didn't like the appointment, we then update the field, update contact field, just like this. We give it the review feedback, give it the review feedback. Awesome. This is the base version of the review agent. It can now do this. We can also add this so it reaches out after 7 days and provides additional offers. We can do that by creating a wait step at the end of the successful one where it already sends a Google review. You click wait, and let's say we wait 7 days, so a week after. And this depends on your service, right? If we have a car detailing company, which is what we're setting up for now, then it might make sense to wait more than 7 days. It might make sense to wait, let's say, 2 months, if that's how long the usual cycle is where the customers are returning. So we can do it after 60 days. We click save, and then we can add another SMS step where we just say, hey, contact first name, since you liked our last detail, we want to give you 20% off. Is this something you would be interested in? Like this. Save the integration, save it like this, and then it's kind of the exact same flow. We use ChatGPT again, and we just write, does this user seem interested in getting another car detail? Respond only with either yes or no. And then we write the user message. Here we can just insert the message body, because this will be the latest response that we have received for them. After we have added this message right here, we want to wait for a response again. So we click wait for a reply to, here's a quick tip if you don't know which SMS it is. You just write like something like SMS, let's call it 3, just like this. And if I then write in here, the wait step, contact replied, SMS 3, save action, just like this. We are now waiting for a reply on SMS 3, and we can then have the timeout. Oh, let's actually not have that. So we now wait for a reply, and after the reply, then we add another GPT step. We just write, is this user interested in another car detailing appointment? Only respond with either yes or no. Here is their response, and here we can just insert the message body. This will be the newest response from them, and we just write again, respond only with either yes or no, like this. Advanced options, we still set the temperature to like 0.2, and we click save action. And here again we have the if else. If GPT-4 is, this is probably going to be GPT-3 for you, by the way, but it just says GPT-4 for me because I already added another one and deleted it. But if GPT-4 contains yes, this, we SMS, and we just say you can book an appointment here, and you can send whatever link that they can book an appointment at. So for example, if we are working with this company right here, I can go to their website, this, and memberships and feeds. Let's actually take another example. This is a real client of mine. If I wanted to help him out when setting this up for him, they can just click book now. You can take the detailing, book mobile service, like this, and I'll just insert the link where they can book an appointment. Cool. And if no, we just don't answer. Perfect. That is the flow. The Google review agent that reaches out after every single appointment is done, and then books people in again after X amount of days, depending on the service that we are selling it to. And if they have a negative response, we still save that feedback and still provide value to our client. Let me show you how to actually set this up so it triggers. Setting this up so it triggers when a client has finished their appointment, there's a bit of different ways that you can do it. If you want to set it up for the client inside of high level, what you can do is that you can go inside of calendar. You can create a new calendar like this, new calendar, just personal booking. You can call it car detailing calendar. You just go in new calendar and we just choose the standard event calendar like this. We just call it car detailing calendar, Albert's car detailing calendar, something like this. Meeting duration, you can set the availability to what hours that they are active. We just click confirm, and here you actually get a link that you can paste to the lead as well, where they can actually book a time. When they have booked a time, it will show inside of the calendars tab right here. So you have a calendar tab on the left hand side, and here they can see your appointments. So when you have set up a calendar inside of high level, they actually have a pretty cool feature where inside of automation, inside of the agent you just created, you can have the calendar. You can have a trigger that's called appointment, customer booked appointment, for example. So when a customer books an appointment like this, you can add a wait step that is called event appointment time. And you can see after the appointment, you can say like, let's say 1 hour after the appointment, like this. After the appointment is finished, then you of course don't need this wait step right here. You can keep it or you can remove it if you want to. After 1 hour, 1 hour after the appointment, we'll wait and then we will send this text message. That is if you want to set it up. That is if you want to set it up for the client as well. If they already have something in place, that's not a problem. You just need to connect it to this workflow so it actually triggers when the appointment is finished. But this is how to set it up inside of high level if you're also setting that up for them. Cool. That is how you set up a review agent. And again, you can sell this to basically any industry that's a local business that's on Google My Business. Because what you'll see is that the companies that really perform well, that get a lot of clients through Google My Business, those are the ones with a lot of reviews. So what you can do as an outreach strategy, you can literally just reach out to some of these people that have less reviews, like this, 39 reviews, and just tell them, man, hey, you have not that many reviews, you have 5 stars only, which is great, but you're getting outcompeted by all of these other people on Google My Business that has way more reviews than you. And you'll be very surprised when you find out that 90% of local businesses don't even ask for reviews, which would literally be a game changer for their business. Let's test it, shall we? If I head over to the calendar that I just set up for this client and I choose a time, let's say 1 p.m., fill out my name, and for the phone number, I just copy in a test phone number. I have another phone number for this right here. Just write in some test email and I click schedule, just like that. What then will happen is that inside of our automation, you can see a contact has now been added. And this will wait until the appointment. We don't want to wait until that, but usually we'll wait till after the appointment. So I can just click on my name right here and I can push it through. And I'll have to do that again right down here when it's pushed. So if I refresh, it's going to be this wait step right here. See, like that. I can just click on it again and I can do the exact same thing, just like that. And then it's going to send us a text message. And you can see we receive it. Hey Albert, we love working on your car. Very curious what you thought of the car clean. Did it live up to your expectations? Yeah, I loved it. If I refresh, it will go down to the next page. You can see it ran the first OpenAI, now it's running the second OpenAI, and then it will send the response. But you can see it already now went into the branch, which is that it's positive, which is exactly like we wanted it to. Then it says, that's fantastic to hear. We are thrilled that you love your appointment. Your feedback means a lot to us. If you have a moment, could you please share your experience by leaving a Google review? It helps us out. Here's the link. Click on this link. It's going to take them to the Google review page, which is awesome. Something you can do is that because this is SMS, you can actually instruct the AI not using Markdown. So I think we should do that. You can see it tries to use the Markdown hyperlink right here. This doesn't work on SMS. So what we can do is that we can just add a rule inside of this where we says, don't use Markdowns or hyperlinks. Just plain text. I'll include this in the snapshot as well, just like that. And then they can leave a review. And if I refresh this, you can see that it's going to be waiting for that 7-day period now before it's going to reach out to them. You can see it's going to be waiting that 7-day period before it's going to reach out to them again. The AI will again determine if the response is positive or negative. You see you can book an appointment here. If I click it, it takes it to the appointment booking page. It works. Where this becomes really valuable is when you go from just selling one-on-one agents to like an entire agent infrastructure. Because one agent could just be with this review agent, right? You might be able to sell that for a couple of $100 a month. But when you all of a sudden add review agents and you add a website widget and you add follow-up, right? That's also what we added right here, AI follow-up. You might even host the CRM for them. You might create the appointment system for them. What happens is that they depend on you now, and you add it everywhere that you can in ways that otherwise wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't be possible hiring some person to just reach out after every appointment and just leave a review. But it becomes very easy when you can just get AI to do it. And you need to think like this. And you need to think like this in everything you do. If you can create a whole package of AI agents that you can sell to customers, that's where your services start to become really, really valuable. And that is also exactly what we teach inside of the 1%. Let me know what you think about this agent in the comments, if you're gonna sell it to your own clients, and if you are a part of the 1%. I'll leave this snapshot to you, I'll push it to your already existing sub accounts so you'll have this automatically.